Hi guys and gals. Happy Friday. It is 6 o'clock. Is it 6? It is 6. OMG. It is 6 o'clock. Is it really 6 o'clock? It's only 6 o'clock, yo. And it is dark outside. Whoop-de-doo. So I've been thinking about many of you guys who have been messaging me here on Facebook mostly. Some of you guys messaged me directly to my email address and been asking me, am I available to chat? So many people have asked me, am I available to chat? Yo, like, that's my, like, that is the most, that's the biggest question that people ask me, right? Am I available to chat? And I feel like I don't want to be rude, right? Like, I don't want to be rude, but it seems to me that question sounds so, I don't know what to make of that question, because it's like they inbox me and ask me, am I available to chat, right? They don't inbox me with whatever they want to chat about, right? So I think many of these people are kind of lacking in, like, conversational social skills, because if it was me, right, and I wanted to, like, start a conversation with someone, I'm just going to start the conversation to ask, am I available to chat? It's just like, chat about what, right? Let me come out of this. Let me come out of this freaking cold, yo. Today has been a pretty chill day today, actually. Considering, you guys. So I do work at a hospital. But it's been pretty, like, I'm impressed. I'm impressed to see how smooth today went. But this is the thing, it's like, and I am going to be multitasking, okay, because your girl just got home. So today is Friday, like I said, it is 6, and I am going to be multitasking. So yeah, my thing is this, like, y'all be messaging me, and by the way, I got me some Mickey D's. Now, I don't eat Mickey D's on the regular, but I will have my guilty pleasure here and there. Moderation, as they say, right? Moderation. Not like every day, but moderation. It's okay to eat some junk food here and there. Should be tasting kind of, it should be busting, yo. Be busting. Fries be hitting. Plus, I didn't think too hard about what I'm going to eat. So yeah, I decided to create this segment for you guys who message me and ask me, am I available to chat? Y'all be having shit to talk about, though. I never reply to those messages, right? I have, look at the fucking fly. I have this automated message set for my inbox here on Facebook that says that, listen, I don't really respond to my inbox messages here on Facebook, so if you want to talk or have a comment or question, feel free to email me, right? And I provide my email address. I never reply to those messages when people ask me that, but I do see them, though. So I want to let y'all know that I see y'all asking me that. So here's your time. Now, I've said this before, where in response to those inbox messages that I receive from people asking me, am I available to chat, that you guys, I go live, okay, periodically, on a regular basis. Now, granted, my lives are geared towards specific topics, right? So oftentimes y'all will pop up in those live videos that I make in the chat, and y'all be so off base. It's like some of y'all will engage, right, and talk about the topic at hand, and you like share your comment, your opinion, or whatever question related to the topic, and then some of y'all just be talking about, like, off base shit that have nothing to do with it, because I guess it's just, this is your time, right? You find like, you figure it's your time to just ask me whatever. like the other day, I forget what the video topic was, and motherfuckers just get on here talking about random shit, asking me, am I into domination? So it's just like, here's your time. Creating a whole separate segment for you guys who feel like you want to engage. Now is your time. I ain't gonna be on here long though. But I will come probably on a weekly basis and have this segment. We'll see how it goes. I may start out like once a week. We'll see how it goes. Let me know, when should I come? Because I know I got viewers that watch all over the world. Africa, America, in the UK. So, y'all have to let me know what days and times work for you guys. And I'll make myself available. Only here on live. I was just had some food fly in my mouth. Tomorrow I may go to Brooklyn. Treat myself to a nice, delectable lunch. These Big Macs be busting, y'all. Mindful eating. When you smell the food, you slow down and you taste the food. Not only taste it, but feel the texture of it. See, you guys are quiet. This is why I don't respond to those inbox messages. Like, number one, you guys don't have shit to talk about, because I feel like if you did, you would lead with that, right? Your very first email will address whatever it is you want to talk about, like why you even messaged me in the first place, right? Don't ask me, am I available to chat? To me, that's dumb. That's just very dumb. Because most likely, the time you send it is not going to be the same time that I see it. And even if it was, right, let's say I'm online and you send me that message, I'm not going to reply, because you have to, like, let me know what is your comment. Sometimes, listen, there are some times, well, I will, like, say, okay, what is your comment? What is your comment or question? And then I'll be like, oh, I just want to see if you're real. But y'all see me go live. Or I just want to talk. Talk about what? What the fuck do you want to talk about? What is your comment? Y'all be throwing me for real. So I wanted to get tenders, but they didn't have tenders, so I got chicken nuggets. And my favorite dipping sauce is honey. I think a lot of y'all be intimidated. That's what it is. Y'all would rather text back and forth. I'm not about to sit up here and be texting nobody back and forth. Not even motherfuckers on dating sites. I don't do that. You wanna talk like I'm old school, girl. I was born and raised in the 80s. Before really internet, right, went big. Before social media. Before like cell phones went big and people texting back and forth. I was raised before that. Where we actually like met. We went out, kids went outside to play. Rode bicycles and skated in their skates and things like that, rollerblades and stuff like that. Just did regular kid shit. Well, it was regular back then, right? No cell phones getting in the way. Nowadays, kids be hanging out, and even adults do this, where you like hanging out, right? Sleepover, girls' night out, whatever, and people be on their phones. What's the point of even hanging out? What's the point of meeting in person if you're just gonna be on your fucking phone the entire time? It's like, oh, that it's kind of salty. Let me put on this Big Mac. Did they actually put like salt and pepper on it? That would be so ghetto. If they put salt and pepper on the goddamn Big Mac though, on the meat. But yeah, like, and even my colleagues at the hospital was saying how in her group, in her circle, when they go out, they have this rule where whoever picks up, like the rule is everybody got to put their phones down, don't use your phone, right? But whoever picks up their phone first got to pay for everyone's meal. I like that. Just take it back how it's supposed to be. Just old school. I want to keep it that way. Instead, people just be on their phones. They don't know how to interact. So, like you guys who ask, like, want to text me, want to think that I'm about to sit up here and chat via text back and forth. No. I go live and you guys, okay, if you like to text, you can text. You can drop your comments or questions while I'm live, and I'll respond that way. Otherwise, you're just going to keep messaging me, asking me if I'm available to chat. Wasting your time. And then another question I get asked is, where are you from? Where are you located? It's like, are these bots or are these real people? Because if y'all real people, like, this is me. I'm thinking like, okay, if I find someone interesting, right, that come across my time feed, my timeline, right, I'm gonna check out like their posts, their videos. Like, this is Facebook, so Facebook has like your location there on your page, whether it's a fan page or if it's a profile. So I find like the questions that y'all be asking me are so redundant. I just feel like y'all don't know what to talk about. And then I think that, okay, all just boils down to y'all just be wanting attention. You don't really want to chat. You just want my attention. Or anyone's attention for that matter. Yes, I'm killing this shit. Here's your opportunity right here. Crickets. Oh, this should be busting. I love me some honey. And then some of y'all just gonna be nosy. I get it. My South African wine. For those of you who will be watching this when I premiere it live on YouTube, this message is for you guys too, which I encourage you guys to come over to Facebook. Yo, I think that's what they did. Yo, what the hell? Why do they do that, yo? This is like, they really put salt and pepper. I mean, this shit is good. It tastes good, but I can taste it's like a little bit too much freaking salt on this patty right here. I never known them to sprinkle salt and pepper on the patty. Like after it's cooked? Where do they do that at, yo? Where? I mean, it tastes good though. But it just tastes like it's not supposed to be there. Also, I have like Beyonce songs playing in my head. Let me jam it. I would play some music, but nah, I can't do that because of course my videos are monetized. People are complaining that Ghana has this new rule where you have to provide proof of vaccination to enter Ghana. Effective, I think tonight at midnight, or was it last night? Either way, I figured it was gonna come around though. Just a matter of time before it comes around all over. So you only can hold out for so long without being vaccinated. Of course, even though I got vaccinated, I'm still very much anti-vax. So I'm still against the vaccine, but I did it, you know, for other reasons. And what you try to sell people the vaccine for, I didn't buy that shit. Hell no. Hell no. Y'all gotta watch my favorite movie, Training Day. Hell no. Oh my shit. You ever just eat food for the taste? Well, I burn it off anyway though. And I balance it out with other things. Like, it's funny because one of my colleagues at work yesterday was like, because they had cake, right? But it was for the nursing department, but I sneaked in and got me a couple slices. I'm like, okay, I'll be a nurse today. Even though it's for nurses, the cake, they got 2 big ass fucking cakes, yo, for the nursing department. And I work in psych department, right? And they're like, one of the staff was like, oh, it's funny how like the hospital promote healthy eating, yet hardly any of the staff eat healthy. Listen, I eat healthy, okay? I'm a hybrid eater. So that means that sometimes I eat healthy, and that's quote unquote, because it's like, what is really health, right? What's healthy eating? There's like a stigma on everything, especially for vegans. Like, they stigmatize goddamn meat and this and that and milk and dairy products, and it's just like, don't you think if the industry that has fucking tainted meat products, right, and dairy products, don't you know it's the same goddamn industry Same goddamn companies responsible for making y'all goddamn food. Goddamn Impossible Burger and shit. It's just like people are delusional, I think. And they're thinking to somehow believe that you can go to a specific grocery store and only certain foods, right? Only certain foods are unhealthy. Meanwhile, there's a section with healthy foods. It's like, no, all that shit bad. All that shit tainted. If you can't listen, think about it now. If you don't trust certain foods, right? And in a grocery store, why would you trust? You shouldn't trust anything, right? That's just like the Bible. People criticize the Bible and question the authenticity of what's written in the Bible, right? But it's just like, if you gotta question one line in the Bible, you gotta throw that whole shit out. Everything is unquestionable. If one line is unquestionable, everything is unquestionable. I look at food the same way. So I'm like, listen, food is food. All that shit crap. All that shit garbage. Even the goddamn fruits and vegetables. Even the shit that vegans eat. All that shit is bad. It's being sold in the same goddamn store. Sometimes on the same shelf. In the same aisle. You know? Can't trust none of it. But it's keeping your ass alive. So you just gotta work out, you know. I don't know why they sprinkle salt and pepper on this though. It seems very unusual. That's what I feel like. They got shit twisted when it comes to the food industry. But let vegans sell it. They got it all mapped out. And I know, I'm pretty sure there have been studies done. But someone need to do a study and really publicize the results. Maybe it's going to be me. And follow vegans. Like, I'm talking about die-hard fucking vegans, yo. The ones that so serious about it, like, they look at you crazy just for eating meat in front of them. Kind of vegans. Follow their life. You know what I'm saying? Follow their life. Not even... You ain't gotta do it really that long, but it's interesting to do it long, like let's say 10, 15 years, to see the outcomes and see if there are any really big, major differences between their outcome, right, health outcome from eating vegan and being hyper vigilant on what they put in their bodies and all of that, compared to people who just eat kind of indiscriminately, you know. Like myself. Now, I don't always say eat indiscriminately. I discriminate on what I put in my mouth because I like good food. I like good tasting food, put it that way. I can tell, yo, they put fucking salt. I'm like, who does that? Who the fuck does that? Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to do that. At least not that much. So, my point exactly. I don't have anything to talk about. Just want my attention. You know, I kind of look at dating the same way, right? I have so many men in my inbox want my attention. I would say I give my attention maybe 10%, probably 10% of the men who inbox me, right? And when I do, they don't be having shit to talk about. They don't know what to do with the attention. Nothing to talk about. They don't have a sense of direction on, like, okay, what do they want? Why are you messaging me, right? You got my attention now. I feel like it's pointless. Some even make it to getting my phone number. We exchange contact information. We're talking on the phone. But they don't know what to do. They don't know how to, like, make shit happen, right? I feel like for a relationship to be successful, of course it takes two. That's cliche, right? But for it really to be successful, it's like, I have to be the one to lead. Seriously. Like, I have to take that shit in my own hands and really take control. Because, man, y'all don't be knowing what the fuck. Most of y'all don't really. Y'all don't be knowing what the fuck. I actually was going to do a video on that today, but I think I might come back and talk about that tomorrow. Queen versus submissive. I can do both. I ain't saving nothing for leftover. Here's your opportunity. Unless you just want to sit and watch. A lot of y'all have trouble reading me too. That's what it is. Y'all don't know how to read me. So you're tiptoeing. You're tiptoeing, right? Because in order for you to say something, usually people try to observe and they try to, like, read the room, so to speak, to get a feel. But a lot of y'all, I've been told, like, it's hard to read me. I wouldn't say it's hard to read me. You just illiterate. That's all that is. Feel free. As the title says, ask me anything. Doesn't mean I'm going to answer, but you can ask me anything. You can ask. We're going to have a staring contest. Yes, honey. One more nugget left. Thinking about this conversation I had with this one guy, is like, I don't know where to begin. That's because you're not alpha. Well, alpha men know where to begin. They know where and how to begin. Alpha, they are the beginning. Shall we say? They are the beginning. But beta man wouldn't know nothing about that shit. They wouldn't know nothing about it. So this is a time, you guys, especially you guys who message me, right, in my inbox, and you ask me, am I available to chat? Here I am. But when I'm available, like, y'all just sit here and don't say anything. Which leads me to believe that you don't really want to chat. Don't. But I'm patient, so I'll let you guys warm up. I'll let you warm up as I pour me some wine here. Dropping this thing back. For the moolah, for the power. Switch out my cup. My little pork cup is just falling apart on you, girl. Like, what? What? You naughty little children. I didn't even ask you guys how your day was. How was your day? How was your day? Do I need to start calling out names? Fushan. Oh, by the way, Adamoye? Is that how you say your name? Aren't you one of the ones who inboxed me? Asking me, am I available to chat? I'm here. What's up? ¿Qué pasa? My day was pretty lax. My night is going to be just wonderful. I discovered this new trail today. I hope that you guys are able to chat and I'm able to see it during the live, because that can be another issue too. Where sometimes the comments don't show up till after the video is posted. So that will fucking defeat the whole purpose, right? Damn. But I don't think that's the case. I think you guys are just watching. Watching and not saying anything. So I'll just watch you guys too. And think about what I'm going to do this weekend. I'm a spontaneous person like that. So I don't really make plans. I find that question to be odd when people ask me, oh, what are you doing this weekend? What? Like, everything has to be planned. Why can't we just live life and just whatever pops up, right? You know, most of our lives are already kind of like planned out. I mean, if you work, right, you have a schedule. If you go to school, you know, even if you run a business, you own a business, you already have certain things scheduled. So why does leisure activities have to be scheduled? Of course, unless, I guess, okay, you are going to an event that you purchase tickets for. That can be one thing. But a lot of things you do, you don't really have to have tickets for, right? And even if you do you have to necessarily plan it out? You got some people that plan every like little detail of their life, every minute of their life. You know, even leisure activities. That to me, nah, I'm not that kind of person. I just kind of go with the wind. Not even the wind though. Kind of just go like with my own internal like drum. Eternal, yeah, and internal drum, beat of my own drum, and you know, just go with it. Who knows what I'll be doing this weekend? But I was really inspired today. As I was taking my trip to work at the hospital, because I do take public transportation, not ashamed of that. I actually like it, I prefer it. And I was like on the bus. Was it on the bus or was it on the train? I think it was a bus. And a thought crossed my mind, on a new book idea. It's really not new though, because I thought about this before. And I'm like, I had thought about this considering I'm a psychologist. And I thought about this actually before I became a psychologist, like en route to become a psychologist during my training. Because we read like so many different texts and books, people's work, right? And I've always been inspired by psychologists, psychiatrists, like people in the field who share their experiences in working with patients, like more from like an autobiographical approach. Because it's one thing, like, okay, you read a textbook, right? You know how textbooks are just kind of like very kind of scientific, research based, the information that you read in textbooks, right? And then you have like books, that can also be written by professionals, different professions, doesn't matter. But what I've come across, like in my training to become a psychologist, like psychiatrists and psychologists, have written like autobiographical books, just talking about their kind of most memorable patients and what they learned from it, their approaches and interventions that they've taken, and it's just very profound. It's not something that I think is really talked about as much. There are a lot of books like this that are out, but it's not something like you're gonna hear about like scrolling through your timeline on Instagram or Facebook or in a magazine or like in pop culture or in mainstream media. Why? Because obviously patient confidentiality. They have like rights, laws that protect their information. So it's a way that we have to go about, if we want to talk about the work that we do, it's a certain way we have to go about it, obviously, making sure that we maintain their anonymity, right? The patient's private information is kept confidential so that we don't reveal who it is, but you can still talk about, your experience and what you gain from it, what you learn from that interaction and treatment and working with people. But yeah, and so that crossed my mind because that's a whole, that's a significant portion like of my life. It's not something that I get on here and talk about, but I've had some really amazing, profound interactions with patients, clients over the years that I've been working in mental health. Which, yeah, I think it does deserve a book to be able to enlighten and help other people. It's inspiring. So that crossed my mind today. I'm like, I could write about this stuff. I can really write about it, right? And use it obviously as like, I think, a teaching tool. to help other professionals or aspiring mental health professionals. What do you guys think about that? Especially the way my mind be working. My mind just be going like and everyone has like their own style, their own kind of way of doing things. Even though we may have been trained like in a standardized way, kind of across the board in terms of techniques and theoretical approaches on how we conceptualize, patients and cases that come across our desk, and the interventions that we use, right? It's just like every clinician, every therapist, doctor is unique, though. And we each bring something to the table, how we approach it. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna like write a book or two about my experiences, because I've had like so many amazing interactions, and just they can continue to keep happening, obviously, as I work in this field. But just a thought. Just a thought. You guys are watching. I'm just gonna like sit and let's just be quiet, and I'll just sit and I'll give you guys time. Cause I know like I can talk. That's the thing. I can talk, and I think most of you guys are so used to me talking that you guys just sit back and you don't say you don't say anything. So I think you're like just waiting. But feel free at any time to jump in, to just say what's on your mind, to comment. This is your time. These videos, like I was saying when I first began this video, is that I've gotten so many inbox messages from different people asking me, am I available to chat? That I figured, okay, I'll create a whole segment. This is for you guys, called Am I Available to Chat? Or saying I'm available to chat, ask me anything. And so I don't have a set day or time. I don't really think that it calls for a set day or time to do it, but just whenever. Just pop up, here I am. So this is your time, if you would like to ask me anything, to share something. That now is your time, because I don't do private chats or, I don't do that. I've been asked to do that, though, even private, like, consultations with people relating to certain topics that I've come to talk to you guys about, right? They like my approach, my perspective on it, and they want, like, more interaction, more private interaction, feedback regarding, like, their situation that they're dealing with, right? And I'm just like, I could do that, but not right now. I'm not going to do that right now. So we have this time. This time to interact, for you guys to ask your questions. Don't be afraid. I don't bite. I don't bite. Let me snap, though. No. I think Fushan was the one who gave me the recipe for how to make organic toothpaste, charcoal toothpaste. I think I remember that. I think that was last year. I think I was walking through Harlem and you were on one of my lives. You gave me that recipe. But I never tried it. I didn't try it because I just leave that up to the professionals. I'd rather just buy it. Same thing with candle making. I did try my hand at making homemade candles, but I'm like, you know what? I'll leave it to the people who, that's their craft. That's what they do. So, if you guys don't have any questions, comments, I just wanted to make this video as like an introduction, just to let you guys know to put it out there. So that way, when you see a video like this, you gotta gather your thoughts, gather your questions, and then turn on your notifications, right? Most likely it's gonna happen like after hours, like work hours, so to speak, because I do work at a hospital currently now during the day. So it'll be like evening weekends, I will say, that I'll be doing these. Not like every day though. It's just I'll kind of pop in. And when you guys see the title, I'm available. Just pop in. But you can do that also any other time too. Like any other videos that I make that are related to other topics, you guys can also do that. Just pop in. But then it depends though, because some of y'all like be off base. If it's not related to the topic, I'm not going to address it. I'm going to just ignore it, because I've done that before. I'm like, what does this have to do with what we're talking about? Because I don't like to be distracted. But this is a time. Outside of that, I don't ever see myself answering anyone's questions or responding to those inbox messages in my available chat. I don't understand it though. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, a lot of things don't make sense to me that people ask. Like, just random ass questions or proposals, right? I've gotten a lot of proposals that don't make any sense. I'm like, why are you messaging me? People want to collaborate. I'm just like, what do I gain from the collaboration? Like people who see the work that I do, right, as far as like my literary work for my organization, I have people come to me and want to collaborate with that. I'm like, send me your proposal. Don't think that I owe you my time just because you are a brand and I'm a brand, and so I just owe you my time and I should accept your proposal or your idea, for that matter, when you haven't even like messaged me. You know, I don't even know who you are. Introduce yourself, and then give me a snippet of what is your proposal. Most likely I'm going to turn it down because I don't know you. Right? That's just me. I don't know you. Like, I may have come across your brand like on social media, so I know of your brand, but I don't know you. I'm very particular about situations like that. And even I had recently someone wanted to collaborate, wanted me to be in their film, and I'm like, but what do I benefit? Just to say I'm in your film? I've been in many of films, most of which I've gotten paid for. So for me to just be in someone's film, just to say, oh, I'm in this person, like, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense, okay? So yeah, I totally ignore that person's request. Things have to make sense to me. That's just me. They have to make sense. I know some of y'all might think like, oh, why is it a good opportunity? Yo. I'm good. My life is great. I'm great, right? So anything outside of that, I feel like, I don't know, I question sometimes. How can it make my life better? Will it make my life better, or will it make it worse? Or, people, I think that a lot of people just are opportunists too. That's how I see it. They just want to slide in and get their chance, get their opportunity to just be able to, I don't know, whatever, use people. That's another thing. Like people use people and love things instead of loving people and using things. That's what it is. So I'm typically opposed to that. Because for me, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to end this video, because I don't see any comments. I don't. Oh, someone is requesting that I add them. So this is the first time. So let's try it. Let's see how it goes. Bring Adamoye Coyote on camera. Add. All right, let's see how this goes. This is my very first time, I think, or maybe second, because I think I did this once before with my old best friend. I was back in LA and I added him to my live Facebook video. I don't know if it's gonna work. It says adding, so let's see. But yeah, gotta make sense. I don't know how long it takes to add, but I just accepted the request to join my live. I've heard it takes a while though, like longer than Instagram, because I watch Kendra Kendra G like dating show that she has, and it started like on Instagram, and she brought it also over to Facebook, and she's like, why is it taking so long for people to come on? And it just kind of throws like things off. So yeah, I don't think it added you. So drop it below because it's not working. I also thought about like switching platforms and possibly creating an Instagram account. I don't have one for my personal use. I do have an Instagram for my business for Obawa, but not for myself. I created one, but it does take a while, I think, to just, gain traction and build a following, I think, on Instagram. And I was like impatient, didn't want to do that, so I deleted it. Like he was impatient. But feel free to like drop your comments below though. If you have a comment or question, you can always like inbox me, but just inbox, don't inbox me and say, am I available to chat? Just inbox me and express what it is you want to talk about, what is on your mind. That's how it works with me. Because I just find like that question very redundant, asking me, am I available to chat? It takes up too much time, I think. Like the time you wasted asking me, am I available to chat? You could have just asked me directly, what it is you want to talk about. And then if it interests me, then perhaps, I'm a human being, I'm a social person, so I'll engage, but I don't know. I just gotta read you guys some of these messages I'm receiving. I'm just like, what? What? What do you want? I think a lot of y'all be responding to like my like cuckold videos or videos I make on like alternative sexual lifestyle, things like that. Which is cool. And you have like your own personal scenarios that you have questions about that you want me because you appreciate my perspective, and I appreciate that you appreciate my perspective. Um and the thing about me, I can go on for days. Like I'm a conversationalist, so that's what I'm saying. Like if you want to talk, let's talk. But they don't know like what to talk about or how to approach me, I guess, in that manner. So you gotta just leave your comments below. I tried to add that person. It didn't work. Could be Facebook, could be my phone, because I don't have like the most high quality phone, I guess, so to speak. Which I had a friend that told me like I should like switch over to iPhone. Just like I've never been one of those kind of people. It's not important to me. But I may, let's see, be one of the very last people on earth to get an iPhone. But I mean, don't be ashamed. Just type it. Type it out. You don't have to have perfect English, okay? I'm not gonna pick on you if you misspell words or, your grammar is off. Listen, today is Friday, so I'm not that meticulous right now, and I'm sipping me some wine anyway. So just type it out, and then we can talk that way. Otherwise, I think I'm going to end this video because we're just looking at each other. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you guys are commenting, but from what I see on my end, I can't see any comments. So let's say if there are comments after I end the video, I'll see them. Then I'll probably come back tomorrow, right, and address them. But as of now, I can't see anything. It doesn't say any comments at all, right? It just says comments will appear here. And I know there have been times though where I'm like, I didn't see any comments, and then like I end the video and I go back and like, oh, people comment. I'm like, fuck, why the fuck Facebook? Yo, Facebook be doing that shit, but I don't go live on like YouTube. I'll premiere my videos like that I've pre-recorded here live on Facebook. I'll premiere them on YouTube, but I don't actually do my initial like live videos on YouTube. I attempted it, but it's kind of glitchy. I don't know why. He's like, listen, I don't have time for this. I just don't. So yeah, I don't go live on YouTube. What's happening? I wonder what's happening Friday night in New York. So much is happening. But I feel like the best place to be is right where I am. I love my place. I made it home. But sorry if you guys are leaving comments. Sorry, I can't see them. Um, yeah. I mean, if there are comments, I'll see them after the video is posted, and then I'll address them. Like, I don't have a problem addressing comments, just as long as you like make your comment complete, right? So that it's clear and be very precise in what your question is. Because sometimes y'all leave like very broad based questions, and it's like you're not gonna get an answer, or you're gonna get a very broad answer. If you ask very specific questions, then you get a very specific answer. You see how that works? So you are in control. You guys are in control. I'm not in control. You're in control. What you say directs the course of our interaction and of our conversation. So that's how that works. Maybe you can try to send, let's see. I'm gonna click the add button, see if it works. It's saying adding, but I don't know. Yeah, going back to that whole opportunist thing, right? Like, and this guy is actually my friend. I thought about it. I'm just like, should I be in his phone? I'm just like, but we're not really. I feel like our friendship could have been more solidified. But I don't. I'm old school with friendship, so I feel like it should be organic. I shouldn't feel like we're like how people do friendship now. It's all about, okay, what do I gain from it? It feels more like a business opportunity. Says no answer. It feels more like a business opportunity than it does like real friendship. Like friendships take time to nurture, to build. And unless time is invested in a friendship, I'm not interested because I can tell when somebody's just like want to be my friend because of how it benefits them. They don't really give a fuck about me, right? And so if I sense that, right, communication is important. It's just for me, it's time. It's the thing, time. That never was an issue. Never has to be an issue. I feel like when it comes to a friendship, relationship, like the whole thing about time and people saying they don't have time. For example, right? Did y'all hear that is it Common? Is that his name? Common and Tiffany Haddish, they separated, right? And the reason is because, oh, their schedules are just so busy. And I'm just like, y'all see the day and time like we live, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if y'all, was it really love? Because it's like, if it's really love and y'all care about each other, y'all are really friends and you want to nurture and build something, like, how important is this, right? That you say that you have here, right? Being a relationship, love. How important is that? It makes you question that. If that wasn't even strong enough to survive, like, all the busyness of your schedules, because everybody works. Who doesn't work? Everybody works, right? We all have lives. We all have things that we do, responsibilities, right? And then we're human. We have a desire to connect with other people. But somehow the busyness of our work supersedes that desirability to have another person in your life to connect with. That to me doesn't make any sense, right? People are so money hungry, so thirst to be the top this and the top that and have the most money and millionaire. And to me, it's vanity. I feel like, yes, it's not to say you don't work hard. It's not to say you don't strive for success and greatness, and of course, but at what expense, though? I feel like those things are gonna happen. They're gonna come. You work hard, you're driven, you're motivated. Okay, you're gonna reap what you sow. But meanwhile, like, the humanity within us that desires connection, affection, love, and, attention, I feel like that should be the focus, right? And so that's how I can tell, like, if a guy is for me, if he's not for me, because for me that's important. That's what I value. Of course, I value like having nice things. That should go without saying, right? And you know what it takes to get nice things in life. Nice things being like quality living, right? Which is usually costs more than, substandard living. That costs more. You have to work hard to be afford living in a nice neighborhood and wearing nice clothes and eating good food and all of that. That goes without saying, but I also value like good, organic, solid relationship. And that's what I'm willing to invest in. And I feel like if my level of investment is not matched by the other person, like, I lose interest. That's just how it works for me. I lose complete interest. It's just like, you know, I don't like that energy. That to me is, and I've come across that energy a lot, especially living in the most expensive fucking cities in the US, right? Like, starting with Atlanta, I lived in Atlanta, moved to New York City, lived in Los Angeles and Hollywood, California. And it's just like, I've been surrounded by, yeah, successful people. People, millionaires, fucking business owners, goddamn doctors, lawyers, whatever, whatever, right? But it's just like, that to me, I don't know. That sometimes that energy is just like when you're around people, and I'm talking about people who really like brave success and they gotta be like number one and top and making all this money. Like, it's just, I don't like that energy. And I learned that by myself. Like, nah. I don't want that a part of my inner circle. I don't want that around me. So while they're good people, they're very talented people. Don't get me wrong, like, these people, you know, great designers, they do great work in what they do. You can tell they're very passionate, they're driven, they're artistic, they're very talented, they're very gifted. Yeah. Um, they make a lot of money, but it does something. Sometimes I think it just does something, creates an imbalance, and it distorts like their reality. So the comments are working. I think that
It was loneliness and boredom and the pandemic that brought common together. Exactly. And now that everything has opened up, they are not trying to nurture each other. That's a good perspective. I seen someone else say that too. Just like, oh, someone said, damn, I can't remember the exact words, but it was just like, oh yeah, he didn't put some pandemic miles on that pussy. And now that he didn't, rolled up the miles on her ass, like he kind of tossed her to the side or whatever. But I don't know. But I thought that was hilarious, funny. But yeah, a lot of people came together and found solace within each other during the pandemic because like things were on lockdown. Like there was no movement happening, right? Just everybody kind of stuck, shelter in place. Even celebrities, their shows were canceled, couldn't travel, couldn't do nothing, right? But just be, you know, which was a good thing because that's what we need sometimes, just to slow down and just appreciate connection with each other and be with each other, um, and be able to value and appreciate what's really important in life, which is each other, right? Chasing a dollar and trying to be, the top at your field and all of that. It's just none of that shit really matters, you know, when it's all said and done. Because what are you compromising? You lose people be working so hard they lose connection to their own family members. Like you got a lot of people even from Africa, they leave Africa, they have family, right? They're connected to, and I get it, it's a sacrifice. So you gotta leave to come here to the US, get the US dollar, knowing that of course it stretches and goes very far back home. Many of them are taking care of family back home, sending money back home. I get it. But then it's just like in the name of chasing the American dream, they come over here, and I've seen it myself. Like I'm friends with Africans who are in this situation. They bust their ass, work so fucking hard, yo. It's just like, okay, you left that for this. Has your quality of life really changed? And you working that hard? Like, can you really appreciate the fruits of your labor? How are you appreciating it? Um, you don't even get to see your family. You go back home, your family members are dead or dying. I think the moment she said she didn't want a ring, she wanted an apartment building. Wow, you think that scared him off? Yeah, I saw that. But I don't think he had a problem with that though. But I guess that was kind of like the last buzz that we heard about their relationship when he that was trending for a while. Because I guess it kind of why do you think that it scared him off? My thought is that perhaps it kind of translated or communicated that she valued money, the investment, right? Just like on her grind. Like if he buys an apartment building, it's buying an investment that is going to make her more money, right? But a ring, same thing though. It's just the difference is that the ring, of course, I mean, they don't work out. She can sell the ring. Um, she can liquidate that asset, but with the apartment building, hell, that is like endless, and that's an endless investment in a sense, right? She can constantly continue to make money off that apartment building versus the ring. It's just like, okay, you sell it, that's it. you know, he probably was looking at it that way. I think another issue is just people like let other people in their business, and I feel like relationships are sacred. You can't to let everybody in your business that messes things up. And some people's minds are very weak. They're easily influenced by the public, what other people think, you know. And men have this thing where like it's considered to be weak to fall in love, to get married. They use words like, "Oh, you are locked down." Like when they get married, "Oh, you're gonna be on lockdown," as if they're in prison or something. It's just like interesting, but women are conditioned to like glorify marriage and falling in love, right? Being a wife, like most women's dream. Married. Common is a player and not ready to settle. Yeah, I've heard that too. Like this is not his first rodeo. He's done that to like so many other women before. Um, so yeah, like they say, the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. Look at a person's pattern, and that's what you get. Not to say that people can't change, but come on, we're adults. It's like people are more resistant to change. People are who they are. So yeah, I guess it was good while it lasted, though. That's the thing about this whole idea of body count. It's like you gotta be. I feel like as a woman, yeah, we have our own sexuality. We can be free in our sexuality, but at some point, how free are you gonna be? It's like it comes at what expense? Just letting men into your sacred portal. Minute you presume that you're gonna be with forever, and it doesn't work out like that, and then of course it's like you have hope that it will somehow someday. So you don't give up. So you experience, one bad relationship doesn't work out. You have hope, which motivates you to continue going, right? And you date someone else, and then same thing happens, and you date. It's like, damn, and you have like this massive fucking body count. How could she have asked for a building apartment in the midst of a pandemic? Well, I don't think that the pandemic has anything to do with it, because if you, I feel like, are a forward thinking person. That's a good question, though, by the way. If you're a forward thinking person, you know that the crisis that we were under worldwide with this pandemic is temporary, right? Granted, the virus is permanent, I guess you can say. It's not going anywhere, it's here to stay. But the pandemic in of itself and the implications of the pandemic, it's kind of like a crisis, right? And we come out, we experience crises, but we eventually come out where we adjust, we adapt to it, and we move on. And then life is just like it becomes like a thing of the past. A pandemic becomes a thing of the past, where it's just like you can 10 years from now look back and say, "Oh, I survived that. I lived through that. I remember those days," kind of thing, right? Um, Many people actually invested during the pandemic, and I think if you are like business minded, you'll see like during the pandemic that was a really good time to buy, which on one hand, because I saw some people like buy commercial properties in like other countries, and I was like, that's a bad business move. But then, wow, looking at the outcome, right? Because they stuck with it, it actually worked for them in their interest, their best interest. It's like, oh, they're doing well. Um, so yeah, it's risky, I think, but you also have to know like trends, I think, in history, right? History repeats itself. There's nothing new under the sun. So this whole COVID-19 pandemic, the coronavirus, there are many viruses that have plagued, countries and nations, and you can see like, okay, what happened during that period and how did they overcome it, and it's just life goes on. Life is always going to go on, right? We are here living in this period in time in 2021. However old you are, I'm 38. When you think about it, we're going to age, we're going to get older, and then we're going to transition, we're going to be gone, and life is still going to go on, right? Many generations after us. And so life goes on, and it's just like, this is not the first virus, this is not the first pandemic. It's just gonna go on. I know for a lot of people it was tragic, it was traumatic, and people kind of became frozen in time, thinking like, okay, this is it. They didn't see life after the pandemic. Like, this is the end. This is the end of time, and um, the world is ending, kind of thing. The world is never gonna end. It's like life evolves, but it never really ends. So, yeah, there are people that know and have predicted like this pandemic happened. They saw it, it coming, and they know where we're headed. All right, the metaverse. They know where we're headed. As a world, um, globally. It seems like we're like fragmented. We have different nations and we speak different languages, but there's a lot of things that are happening. Like like are occurring in unison. You know, um, we're kind of becoming like this one united world in a sense. If you see what's happening, especially with social media, like technology plays a major role in that. Mm, You know, thanks to like Facebook, this whole idea they sold us on that shit. But you gotta like be able to read between the lines, right? They say, oh well, it's keeping the world connected, or making the world more connected. That's like their slogan. Remember, like when you first log on to Facebook, that's what it said, right? Um, Facebook is free and it always will be. And you had like they had like the map of the world, right, and show the connections, and it's just like, oh, who doesn't want to be more connected and be able to have like this convenience and being able to like interact with people from different countries? But I saw this shit happening long before it got to where it was now, how it has evolved. And that's where I had wrote a book called The Power of Facebook. I didn't release. I need to just start releasing things. I like have a tendency to write books and never release them, right? But I did write this book called The Power of Facebook, and in a chapter I talked about like the like button. And I just saw it. Like some of us are visionaries. We can see things happen before they happen, right? You see where the world is going, right? And of course, if you're like religious, within Christianity, the Bible is kind of spelled out in the Bible. A lot of people don't really buy into it, but it's just like, either those stories are true and those were true prophets and they gave us insight as to what's going to happen, or simply the people who wrote the Bible are the people who are in control of the world. So it's not that, oh, they prophesied. They just told you, listen, this is what's going to happen, and then they made sure that their plan took effect. Why is divorce cases on the high side in the state? Exactly. But it's always been that way. Since I remember in college, my thesis for college, I had to design a research study. My topic was looking at marital divorce. And the statistic has always been one out of every two marriages in the U.S. and in divorce, and that has been consistent. And that was back in 2004. We're in 2021, and it's just been the same even till now. You see people celebrating divorce, yeah, like Dr. Dre. And it's, like I said, social media is a beast. It doesn't really help. People live for social media. People are heavily influenced only by social media. Initially, it was like, the media, which was TV, television programming, right? They're programming your minds. I don't watch TV, but you can tell people who do watch TV because they all think the same. They respond the same to certain trending topics and just ways of being and thinking, right? Um, Especially when it comes to values like marriage, people just don't value it. You can see what people value though. They value fucking drugs. They value getting high. They value, likes. They need validation, right? So they get that by posting on social media. getting attention. People value all kinds of things, but people's value system has become more distorted, and you can see how it's perpetuated in the media. When you look at when you study like television, right, and television programming, and you see, okay, where are the trends? Like, what kind of shows are being put out, right? Sometimes, like, I'll peek in and see like what is out there, and it's just like, okay, you see what agendas that they're promoting. So people say, and I remember saying this before, you gotta be careful, like, what you watch on TV. And then there was this guy comment, I'll never forget. He was like, "Oh, well, you gotta have a weak mind if you that easily influenced by TV." And it's like, I wouldn't call it weak. I would just call it being human. You have to understand the inner workings of the mind to know that no one is immune to programming. So that's why you just have to be careful what you let in, because some things happen on the subconscious level, meaning you're not even aware of it until someone brings it to your attention, your consciousness. You're like, oh, look at all these subliminal messages. I didn't even see it, right? So you're watching a show and you're laughing and it's entertaining. You're like, okay, well, I'm not easily influenced. I just watch just to be entertained. It's funny to me, right? But if you watch it again with more of an analytical eye, as opposed to having a thirst to be entertained, and you'll see like, oh, they slipped certain things in. And it's going into your subconscious mind. And do you know that much of the human behavior is driven by the subconscious mind? So this is like what I study, but more specifically as it relates to implicit racial biases, right? But there's so many implicit biases that are shaped within our subconscious mind. It's programming. Um, apart from racial based messages, right? There's a racial based message programming happening uh, in the media that influences our subconscious mind. There's so many others, even when it comes to homosexuality. And it's not to judge anyone here, but you can just, if you study the trends, you'll see like more and more people are becoming more accepting of homosexuality and this sexual fluidity, and being um, desensitized to seeing two men together, on television. When, back in the day, it wasn't like that. And even in Africa. So, shit getting bad, because Africa has like been one of the places that is like more opposed to like homosexuality. And, ain't going for that shit over there in many African cultures. Is like, hell nah, right? And even within Black American culture, we kind of been always like that too. Like, nah, like, you over there, right? Um, but you notice like things are changing now, the laws are changing, so it's like it's forcing people to kind of just you're being force fed this narrative, this paradigm, this way of thinking, you know, to the point where I think it's kind of unethical, right? Because it's like if you're heterosexual, right? How can they force you? You notice that like they make you feel bad for being heterosexual almost in a sense. It's like, okay, it's one thing for y'all to be gay, but to impose that shit onto me, and now like your whole life gotta change just to accommodate this behavior within said group of individuals. Is like, okay. So it's a different world, it's their world, which we know people who are awake and see through all of this. It's like it's just demonic. It's just evil. It's not, it's not natural. But it's like the more they feed it to you, the more desensitized you become. Meaning it's like it becomes kind of second nature. Something that was considered to be unnatural is becoming like second nature, and you're like not even jarred by it anymore. You're just like, okay, you don't even blink twice. It's just, and you're like, how do we go from this kind of world to this? you know, they slip it in on us. This whole metaverse is nothing new. They've already primed us for it with social media. Too late now. People are like, oh, I want to pull out. It's too late. We're already in it. We're already in the metaverse. you know, this is our way of life, our new way of living. And I think it's a way around this. A lot of us who are conscious, we're aware of it, and we are making a conscious effort to detach from the system. It's like you can be in the world but not of the world. And a lot of people, have physically like uprooted themselves and moved to different places in the world where they feel more safe. They feel that it's a more of a vibrational match, like geographically to live there, because we know there's all kind of shit happening, and especially here in America, right? The chemtrails, like just toxic. The environment, literally, in and of itself, is just toxic to a place to live. It's just not good, right? So people have chosen to pick up and go to other places that haven't been tainted yet. Not to say they're immune, because if they can do it here, they can do it anywhere else. Um, but there are some places, yeah, you can tell the difference. The quality of life, the air is different, the soil, you know, is different. Um, so yeah, you can detach from it. You don't have to be in, this world, right? Because it's just not natural. It's just, what we've accepted. We've accepted. Um, I like it's too late, because it's like it has its benefits, it has its pros. Like even social media, having a smartphone, we look at it like, oh, it has its pros. It has certain apps that afford you abilities to be able to do certain things that well, it's pretty cool, right? Like being able to just click on a button and order a taxi, like Lyft or Uber or something like that. That's cool, right? And order delivery. I just made a video, on my food delivery in 2021. So things like that, it's like, okay, it's cool. But then the flip side of that is just like, yo, they know everything about us, right? So it's like, it's kind of like too late. People want to unplug themselves and pull themselves out of the matrix. But it's like, it's a good idea, but it's like, not too late, because they already built a whole profile on your ass. And then you're gonna unplug and they're gonna be looking for you. Like, damn, where'd this person go? It just like fell off. Now in the matrix. And to really unplug, you have to really get rid of your smartphone or any kind of smart technology, because it has, your location. And I knew this when they had the smartphone. Like the fact that it responds is like biotechnology, right? Your fingerprint is what activates your phone when you're using it. Notice it has to be a certain temperature, right? Because it's not going to respond if it's not a certain temperature. Um, this is biotechnology, yo. Think about that. I mean, many of us are like I said, we're desensitized to it. So it's like you can say this to someone, I'm like, okay, so what? Like, so, because you're so used to it. But when you pause and think about it, it's just like they know everything about you. People try to say, oh, I don't want no one to know my information, and you think that your information is private, but no, too late. They know exactly who you are. They know everything. They can like they know you. There's nothing to not know about you, right? There's nothing hidden about you. Some people, it doesn't bother them, right? Like, all right, I don't have anything to hide anyway, so what? But and knowing everything about you and knowing the people that are in control and have this information, it's a lot that they can do. It's like, in a sense, God. They are God in a sense, right? You know everything about a person. That's like God, right? You know everything about you. You know the hair, number of hairs on your head, right? You know what you're gonna do before you do it. Because these are scientists, right? Scientists study behavior. They study trends, they study patterns. With that, you can predict with a certain degree of certainty what a person is going to do, how they're going to do it before they even do it, what they're going to wear, what you're going to eat, when you're going to do these things. Like, it's down to a science. Um, and they have these profiles. This is not no conspiracy. They have this on everyone. So that's how they can design, like, you wonder, like, how are they able to create certain technologies, how they know that we even need these things, how they know how we're going to respond or we're going to be receptive to it, because they know us. They know, like we are owned by them. We're like they're robots in a sense, right? So for some people that can feel comforting to know that, like, oh, they know everything about me. It means that, okay, well, I'm still alive, they're taking care of us, right? In a sense, right? Some people feel protected, you know by the powers that be. Um, so it's many different ways to look at it. You go really deep in this topic. It's like things that I like to talk about. It's interesting. Um, but I like to look at myself, and I have to end this video because my battery is about to die. But to just look at myself, like you take an evaluation, a survey of your own self, right? Like, how have you changed since you've used social media? Or have you? How has it influenced you, both positive and negative, right? Um, Biologically, neurologically, I know we have changed with these cell phones, yo. Just look. Just take the time and just look. Like, I'm on a train, I'm just be looking at people. Yo. Everybody has their phone. They're like this. Y'all don't think something wrong with that? Like, just glue, just something like a device can have that much control over a person. Like, just like that. Staring at them, just like, not everyone, 90%, over 90% of people, on the trains like that. Some people still, are like tapped into nature, natural order of things, and they probably read their book or something like that. But people walking on the sidewalk, their phone, damn, they're about to get hit by a car, you know, out with their friends and family, not even interacting with each other, just the phone, this device is separating. But the claim is that it's making us more connected. How? If there's a phone in between you and this other person, you're on a date with the person. It's like on the phone, even before you get on a date, it's just texting. It's like, damn, to sit up here and go back and forth and send texts when you can just pick up the phone and talk. Does that make more sense? The phone has a capability where you can have a conversation, you can hear this person, but you would rather just send text back and forth when both of you are available to talk. Kind of weird. So that's how I know technology has changed us. People are having trouble sleeping at night because they got their phone right there in the bed with them. Phone has become like an obstacle to connection, and relationships, and social media, yo, is a beast. People live for social media. It's like social media is like this third wheel. It's like the triangulation effect. right? When there's a crisis and between two people and people, some, 'cause typically they rely on this third thing, like triangulation and therapy. That third thing can be another person, it can be anything that helps to alleviate the tension between those two people, right? Triangulate this extra thing, and people tend to use social media, and it becomes a triangulation when they take to social media about their problem instead of just resolving it with the person that they have an issue with. um, they take the social media to get attention when the attention that they're seeking is really from the person that's right there next to them, in front of them, right? But instead, they go to social media, like, becomes like this replacement. Just like what? Same thing that happened with the baby and Danny Lee. Is just like social media needs to be a part of that, but it alleviated the stress that they were feeling and drove a deeper wedge in between their relationship. Everybody has problems, right? But it drove a deeper wedge so that they each align with social media to gain comfort, right, and confidence and alleviate their stress. But then they're apart. On that note, I'm about to end. But it was great. So this is how this is gonna work. Hopefully you guys will be able to comment sooner as opposed to later so that the video doesn't have to be fucking, how long is this video? Like 2 hours long. Um, kind of want to keep these short, like under an hour. So just as a heads up, when you guys see that I go live and I say I'm available to chat, it means that this is open, free for all kind of conversation. We can talk about whatever. Then know, hope you guys have a blessed evening, night, day, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you guys always.